Hi, this is Elisa from EscaleraBJJ. So it is April 9th, 2018 at 8:30 in the morning. I am in my office as a therapist, and I'm going to be working today and then meeting up with John and Matt and Michael to go to Red Dawn Jiu-Jitsu 8 p.m. Nogi. So therapy during the day and jiu-jitsu at night. So I am very excited.
Hey, I'm John Vieira, EscaleraBJJ. As you can see, I'm doing my day job. I'm working the corners. Boom, I'm gonna walk to my next one. This is why I took up jiu-jitsu, because I had to protect myself, these dangerous streets of New York. Now I'm just messing around with you. I am a repairman. I do renovations and remodels throughout the day. That is my 9 to 5. I do jiu-jitsu at night. Trust me, kids, hooking ain't cool. Stay in school. Well, unless you're heel hooking, that's cool. That's cool.
Oh my God, Red Dawn.
Oh, okay. Oh man. Alright, I'll let you go so you can focus. Alright, man, later. Hi. How many days a week are you?
7 days a week, multiple classes in a day. Monday through Thursday, there's a 11:30 to 1 o'clock BJJ class. I run all those. We have multiple classes in a day. The way that we do our memberships is like most schools will do like 3 classes a week. We do 3 days a week.
That's
so
awesome.
if there's 3 classes in a day, come the whole day.
Sounds like you guys have a nice balance here.
Yeah, the thing is, like, we want people to come here because they like coming here. No, a lot of schools, you know, it's like they do a great job signing people up, but then it's like, you know, I don't know if I want to go. And the thing is, like, we all did judo. I also trained Sambo under David Woodman and Alex Barca. Like, I know Sambo Steve very well. So it's like we incorporate as much of that as possible. Because one thing like we didn't like about a lot of BJJ schools is like it's like you might as well just call it butt scooting class. It's great. Like, there are plenty of guys out there who are amazing on their back. I don't know. I just like smiling people. So it's like I feel like you need to know how to go from striking to grappling. And I don't know how you go from striking to grappling with just hard pulling. Yeah, like or just I'm gonna dive in for your leg. Right? Like being able to throw someone is fun. Of course.
Absolutely.
So like we try to
100% agree.
incorporate as much of that as you can tell. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's right.
Definitely.
Dum dum dum.
Come on, Elise, give me jiu-jitsu, girl. Give me dirty jiu-jitsu, girl.
I don't know how to do that. I do not know. You can do a better job than me. Yes.
I think I did.
What did you
He's going to work with it. Alright guys. Rich here, Andrew here, Noah about here. Matt over here please. The rest of you, you're on that side. Okay, so again, split squats. Put on hoodie in the book. That's you.
You look much better, John.
There you go. Split squat. Bridges. And table to down low. Ready? 7, 10, 3. Let's go. Do we switch? Yeah, 7 one left side, 7 the other side. 3, 11, 4. You guys are going first. We're waiting till they're done. When they're done, we go. That's first.
Better late than never, right?
That's what my mother told me. She said she'd give a bird first. I can't give this kid out Then the locker red, the fur coats are red. We think about that too. So again, here, okay, I'm going to push the face away, connect my hands, I bring my leg over, pull to the air if I need to, find my thigh. Here, he bridges, he escapes his elbow, I attack here, right? Right? He starts to bend the arm, I don't stop, feed my left hand through, my right hand comes to the hip, sit back, start to sprawl. Here, he strains the arm, I slide down, go for my north-south choke, squeeze. Let's go.
Alright, sorry, real quick. What was the lock before the shoulder lock? Was that the straight arm?
Yeah, straight arm, inverted, telephone.
What kind of grip are you using on the north-south?
For the choke?
Yeah, north-south.
You could use gable, but I always like to think of it like I'm squeezing from either side, so I'm staying heavy with my body, my head's here, and I start to flex in and up. So I like to think of it like I'm doing the, where'd you go? Oh, like a guillotine. But rather than go here, I'm going in and back. Right, so it's really my body and my arm crushing his neck into my body. I'm pinching the carotid arteries. Alright, make sense? Let's try it. Let's go. Right?
Let's go. Yeah.
The one.
Transition to north-south, yep.
Alright guys, so I just want to work, if let's say I'm in scarf hold and he's working a specific escape, how to get an inverted arm bar off of that, right? So if I'm in that modified scarf hold position, right, a common escape is when he'll reach for my other arm, comes over, right, and as he bridges to try to get out, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean into him a little bit, like I want to reach the floor, and I start to look up, and I hug his elbow, I find his wrist, I pull up, okay? I don't necessarily block the escape, right? I just try to beat him to it. And this is not an easy thing to do, it's really just about being sensitive to the time. When I feel the bridge, that's when I want to reach, right? And now he's going to be on his face. So now from here, I find his wrist, I cinch to pull up. Yeah? If it's here, feels the bridge.
Crush your shoulder.
Shoulder go with that. If the thigh is up, twist, you can resist. That's pinkies up.
You're not doing anything. You'll be tight. Bend.
Get some water and start to roll.
I'll do it at home, right?
That's like, I love this.
And now try it.
Alright, so let's do 4 groups at once. Okay? Yeah, 5 groups. We'll do 5 groups at once. Okay? So find like a red, black, red, and that's your area. Yeah? Let's go. 5 groups. Pick anyone you want. Let's do this. We'll do 4-minute rounds.
Don't be shy, guys.
Come on, guys. Come on. Switch it up with us.
What the fuck?
Hey.
Can I play with one of you two?
Yeah. Hey, look, Mike. Good name, Mike.
I love how you call it the same thing I call it. Call it playing.
Whenever you're ready, please.
That was a good roll. It was a tough roll. I don't think I've had one like that in a while. And again, I haven't really been as dedicated as I should be. But there was a lot of good pressure. Actually, in the middle of the roll, learned something new just by having it done to me that I really want to try the next time I go and on. Hopefully it'll work out as well for me as it did for him.
A lot of talent in school. Learned some cool moves from all the guys here, very helpful. Yeah. As you can see, working up the sweat, best way possible.
Okay, so this is Avi, and Avi just shared with me that she's been doing jiu-jitsu for 2 months so far, right? And my first question is, in the 2 months you've been doing it, what have you learned so far, and what do you think about it?
Honestly, I never thought that I would be doing this in a million years, because I was like, you know, this is for guys only, and like I was scared to come in here, but like, I don't know, it's like, it basically no matter how tall you are, how short you are, how strong you are, it's all back to the technique, and that's what I learned.
Yeah.
So honestly, it's like amazing. I love it.
So being that you were afraid at first, or that you thought, oh, this is a guy's sport, which almost every single girl I talk to says the exact same thing.
Yeah, because I walked in and there wasn't nobody my age. It was just me and my brother, and then everybody here was like 25, 26, and I'm like, oh my god, where did I end up?
How old are you?
I'm 17.
Whoa, 17. And that's good that you're starting young, trust me. I wish I started that young. I started at 24.
And it's good, it's like inspiration, you know, like I met the sensei is good.
So what got you started? What made you take that step?
So my siblings came here, and then I just picked them up, and then my brother, I was like to my brother, yo, you want to try it out? Like, why not? The sensei was like, yeah, come try it out, whatever, like, see if you like it or not. I'm like, all right. So we come in, and then 1 day, 2 days, and then we just decided to sign up. It was like fun. After like the first day, like you get comfortable. It's weird first, but then like you get comfortable, and like the environment is good. So why not?
Yeah, you have a lot of good training partners. I'll tell you that because I was just rolling with you guys.
They joke around it. We have fun, and we learn as well.
Yeah, so I can say from personal experience, being a woman in jiu-jitsu can be very difficult, but also awesome at the same time. I mean, we're almost always rolling with people that are bigger and stronger. But the advantage to that, obviously, is we get awesome defense. Exactly, because we're almost always pinned down. And I rolled with you. You already have great defense. You're someone who's only been doing it for 8 weeks, and you're aggressive. And I felt some confidence, even if you feel that you're not confident. I felt confidence, and I was impressed with you. Only 8 weeks. I thought it was a really good one.
I have good mentors who like they really like push me. I really like this. Really good.
So do you have a favorite sub yet?
No, it's I think the
Kimura? Awesome. Get good at it. It's one of the hardest ones. I still haven't been able to Kimura anyone in competition. I get the Americana all the time.
Kimura too, but I try to get the Kimura, but some of them let me, some of them are nice to me. Others, they don't care. They just know you're not getting it. So I'm like, all right.
All right. Well, thank you for letting us talk to you. Thank you for sharing. And we'll see you around.
What I noticed was I got my ass kicked today with a straight ankle lock from a guy named, what was his name again? No. Was this like AKA Mr. Ankle Loster? I fucked up my ankle. That's what happened. I got threatened with a lot of go-go's. Yeah, that was my life today. It was definitely good pressure. It seemed really wrestling based, which was awesome. My style.
How you doing? Michael Bautier, one of the instructors here at Red Dawn Combat Club.
I'm David Bautier, I'm his cousin, also one of the instructors.
Okay, so how did your jiu-jitsu career start and how to get up to being an instructor?
So I started jiu-jitsu around the year 2000. I got my right shoulder partially dislocated, talking shit to a guy who knew jiu-jitsu. So got introduced to it, I guess, the hard way. Trained in the city, at almost every major school. And after a while, I just kind of felt like I didn't really belong at any one particular place. I wanted to do a little bit more stand-up as well. I felt like a lot of the BJJ schools, especially at that time, only focused on groundwork. And like I came from a taekwondo and karate background, so I kind of didn't like the idea of going, okay, I know how to kick and punch, and then I'm just gonna sit down.
Mr. Miyagi got you hooked?
Oh, I can recite all of Karate Kid. You have no idea what you're starting here.
All three?
All three. Pick a scene.
All right.
You know? So, yeah, they know. I know that. Every single scene. Anyway, we used to actually watch, remember? Dave and Mike, right? So at their house, we would go, right? I would go over, and we would sit there, and, like, you see our lips moving as the film is going, you know? So we're following along, because that's how much of nerds we are. And martial arts nerds, that is. But anyway, so I decided to start my own school after I also cross-trained in judo and sambo because I kind of felt like coming from a traditional martial arts background where it's very structured and how you learn, you know, step 1, this, 2, 3, 4. And my experience, at least in a lot of BJJ schools, it didn't seem like there was a lot of structure. You kind of just did stuff, you know. There was a new move that someone came up with. Okay, let me show this. Let's drill this. And it wasn't like, okay, I'm going to teach you how to stand. I'm going to teach you how to fall. I'm going to teach you how to stop someone from grabbing you. If they grab you, what to do. Okay, now that you got them down, now what? I just felt like that didn't exist a lot of places. And You know, so I decided to start my own place. I knew a lot of guys who started their own schools at that point as well, so I kind of felt like, okay, you know, I want to give it a shot as well.
Well, we both had a martial arts background. Basically, my dad picked my brother and I by the head and shoved us into the car, took us to a karate school, and left us there for 2 hours. That's how we started.
That was babysitting, huh?
Well, that was babysitting. The way we started jiu-jitsu is my brother started going to college, and he started doing judo. So while we were doing taekwondo, he would come in sometimes at the end of the class, show me a couple of chokes. I was like, shit, I can't get out of this stuff. It pissed me off. So we started
That's how
doing...
I thought about your ankle lock earlier.
Well, you know, I worked on that, bro.
So, I could feel it, trust me.
We try to use our strengths. You know, if I'm small and flexible, I'm going to use my size, my speed, and my flexibility. And that's what we try to advocate here in the school. If you're big and strong, be big and strong. You know, you don't got to move like a gazelle. But anyway, that's how we started. My brother and I. And then somehow I got affiliated with Tiger Schulman. He started messing around with them too. The way that they had me come in was that they saw me at some tournament. So some dude kicked me in the head.
That was their Challenger Champions, remember?
Challenger
Champions.
Yeah.
This was
I lost that fight. I mean, he didn't do nothing.
Wait, you gotta paint the scene. You gotta understand. Okay, this is the scene of the fight, right? It's bare knuckle. It's Kyokushin rules, okay? Those who know what Kyokushin karate
Did
looks
any
like.
of y'all sweep the leg?
No. This is better. So the whole time Dave's chasing this guy, okay? This guy's just running away, all right? So Dave just goes like this, it was hilarious. He goes, doesn't say a word. He goes, he kicks him in the head. He goes, and everyone just goes, did he just kick him in the head and nothing happened? And
the instructor at the Regal Park School, for some reason, sick fuck that he was, he liked that, and he asked me to come in and train for free. So I did that for a few months.
Awesome. Competitor or a hobbyist? How does your gym kind of...
I think we're right in the middle. We do have students who compete, but it's not necessarily like a necessity, right?
Yes.
I feel like some schools, you really tend to move up in rank if you compete. While here, most of our students are people who do this because they really enjoy it. You know, they've seen MMA, they've seen jiu-jitsu somewhere, or, you know, they have a previous martial arts background and they kind of want to try this, but they don't necessarily have aspirations to compete in a competition. So there's not, you know, it shouldn't be required for them to compete. But we do have students who compete, you know, so I think we fall somewhere in the middle.
So I'll kind of piggyback over to you. How do you feel about like mom or pops coming in, or a guy that's revved up on, I saw the UFC and I want to train UFC now?
Oh, we're going to let them come in and we're going to beat the fuck out of them. Beat the fuck out of them until they call their mommy, and then hopefully, slowly, we're going to teach them some proper things. But, you know, we encourage anybody to come in, you know.
You definitely did full contact karate backstage. That's how you talk.
There's always going to be guys who come in and, yo, I'm a street fighter. Okay, good.
Like, I want to train UFC, man.
What does that mean, you know? Because everyone really thinks that, you know, they've seen one match and they know what it means like to get hit by someone who knows how to hit. It's a world of difference, okay? You find some bum on the street doesn't mean dick, all right, frankly. We really don't have an issue with someone thinking they can test themselves, but we try not to have that kind of environment, right? Because at the end of the day, no one pays, you know, to have a fight, right? Like, if you want to pay to have a fight, you're spending way too much money.
True.
Like,
True.
Just go to a bar, pay the money for the cover, buy the beer, drink it, bash the bouncer over the head. You have the best fight you ever had, maybe $20 it costs you. Why are you going to a martial arts school?
So this is actually a pretty good location. I can see it's right there, like on a main strip.
Yeah. Fortunate in that way.
Definitely.
Really, what attracted me to the space was like the nice big window. It's just, it's fun.
Yeah, you could definitely, besides when it gets nice and steamy in here,
but
you could advertise very easily. Yeah.
People can see, because that's what I liked about this location. People can actually see what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
So sometimes it's funny because like people will pass by and they're almost intimidated to walk in. I'm like, no, just come in. You're gonna stand outside. I love when you can clearly see your impact on someone else's confidence. That's someone who really couldn't even look at you in the eyes, and then they see how strong they really are, and that there's absolutely no reason for them to ever lower their heads.
Yes.
That to me is the most fulfilling thing. And you know what it is? You don't appreciate how you can touch someone's life until they call you up and say, you know, man, I took your advice. I'm following my dream. When you get a phone call like that, you know what? All the hours and the time, it sounds really corny, but you do feel like you're making an impact.
So how do you guys feel when your students compete? Or
I go to every competition with students. I even tell the students, don't go without me.
Do you get the little jitters? Do you get excited for them?
I lose like 10 pounds because like I'm just like, ask them. I'm yelling at the top of my lungs. You can hear me from one end of the mat to the other.
Oh man.
Yeah, hold on. Let me give you a story. When I was doing that Challenge of Champions, right? This is how excited Mike and my brother Mike get.
Yeah.
Right. There were 2 rounds of 5 minutes apiece. So I'm over there trying to fight, right? And then I make it to the end of the first round. I'm dying because I didn't train for this. I just figured I'm tough. I'll just go in. So these two are jumping around like they're on fucking PCP. Right? They both got a bottle and they both sprayed the bottle at me in my mouth at the same time. So I'm over there choking. and this is supposed to be the time where I'm supposed to rest. So this kind of shows you how involved and how how excited Mike and my brother Mike, which is fine. They want the students to compete. Awesome. They want the students to do good.
Well, I definitely like the feel of this gym. Good rolls, good pressure. This guy whooped my ass, shin in my neck all night. That's what it felt like. Man, what are you talking about?
I did something.
Stop lying.
Quit lying.
That's what he does. He tries to act like, no,
he's like, you did
I'm
great, bro.
special.
I'm over there tapping and you did great. Definitely, guys, come to Red Dawn Combat Club over here in Fresh Meadows. These guys are great. He's very humble. Very humble. Like this guy. The attitude is great. Very good atmosphere. We love you. I come through. Could you say your name one more time?
Michael Bautier.
David Bautier.
And I'm John Vieira with EscaleraBJJ. Catch you next time.
Hey.
What's good?
I just have to call because they're so good.
Yeah, I know. They were.
Yeah,
they definitely were.
What the fuck?